In 1963, President John F. Kennedy was assassinated in broad daylight. 60 years later, the official story fed to us by the US government still requires a bullet to perform magic. Today, we're launching a genuine investigation, one based on real evidence, not opinions or recycled mainstream narratives. Now, let's do what all serious investigators must: critically examine the official narrative. Okay, so, the official claim is that Lee Harvey Oswald, acting alone, fired 3 shots from the 6th floor of the Texas School Book Depository from behind and above the president. And this is really important, guys, so I'm going to map it out for us. We are told a single bullet entered JFK's back, exited his throat, then entered Governor Connolly's back, shattered a rib, exited his chest, then smashed through Connolly's wrist and lodged in his thigh, and after that was later found almost pristine on a hospital stretcher, all done using a cheap bolt-action rifle. Dr. Cyril Wecht, one of America's leading forensic pathologists, put it, the single bullet theory is an insult to the intelligence of the American people. Even Warren Commission member Senator Richard Russell, caught on tape, called it impossible. And Dr. Robert Blakey, Chief Counsel of the US House Select Committee on Assassinations, later admitted, the evidence indicates, at least to me, that the CIA was involved in the Kennedy assassination cover-up. Here's a photo of the bullet. Does this look like it tore through 2 men? Smashed bone? In 2019, a peer-reviewed study used 3D computer modelling to test the magic bullet theory. The result? The bullet's path in the Warren report doesn't match the real wounds or positions of JFK and Connolly. Did modern science just shred the official lone gunman story? The Warren Commission's own records show that expert marksmen couldn't pull off what Oswald supposedly did, and Oswald himself? He barely scraped by as a marksman in the Marines, scoring the lowest passing grade. So, if we use logic, not magic, what does the evidence actually show? Dozens of witnesses, including uniformed Dallas police officers, reported hearing shots or seeing suspicious activity near the grassy knoll. This is documented in the official record of the US government's House Select Committee on Assassinations in 1979. This isn't from a documentary or a conspiracy book, it's the US government's own record. And according to serious independent researchers such as Josiah Thompson, Mark Lane, and David Lifton, the total number of witnesses who described shots, smoke, or suspicious activity on the grassy knoll is at least 56. Many onlookers ran toward the knoll, not the depository, immediately after the shots. Some climbed the hill or jumped up the fence, convinced a shooter was there. To give some specificity, Dallas police officer Joe Smith sprinted up the hill, gun drawn, seconds after the shooting. Journalist Mary Woodward said it came from the hill, just above us. Even Abraham Zapruder, the man who filmed the assassination, told authorities he thought the shots came from behind him, over his right shoulder. And the international view? Even France's top intelligence services doubted the lone gunman theory as early as 1964. The world was watching, and even they didn't buy it. Here's a fact most people have never heard. The US government's own House Select Committee on Assassinations concluded, based on scientific evidence, that there was a 95% chance that a second gunman fired from the grassy knoll. Not a theory, a finding in the official congressional record. The acoustic analysis, done by top scientists, picked up a shot from the grassy knoll, at the same time as shots from the depository. 2 shooters, according to Congress. Now to the most famous piece of evidence, the Zapruder film. When JFK is struck by the fatal shot, his head snaps sharply backward and to the left. Why does this matter? If the only shooter was behind, JFK's head would be expected to move forward, or at least certainly not violently backward. The physics are clear. A shot from the front right, like the grassy knoll area, would force JFK's head back and left matching exactly what we see in the film. The first doctor to examine Kennedy's wounds, Parkland Hospital surgeon Dr. Robert McClelland, said it was a large wound in the rear of the head consistent with a shot from the front. If this really was a massive cover-up, we could expect missing evidence and silencing, right? Well, it turns out that's exactly what we see. Lee Harvey Oswald was killed 2 days later in police custody, shot on national TV by Jack Ruby, a man with documented mob ties. This stopped Oswald from ever standing trial, answering questions, or revealing a setup. When I say Jack Ruby had documented mob ties, here's the context. At the time, the CIA was deeply integrated with the mafia. This isn't debated and is well established. Declassified records confirm the agency worked with organised crime on secret operations, including assassination plots. To the next piece of missing evidence, JFK's brain, the single most important forensic evidence for tracing bullet paths, vanished from the National Archives and has never been recovered. To this day, we have no clarification on what happened to it. And there's a chilling pattern. Researcher Jim Mars found over 100 people connected to the case, witnesses, journalists, investigators, died under suspicious circumstances, many just before testifying or after revealing new evidence. Statistician Richard Chernin calculated the odds of this happening by chance as astronomical. Let's look at some of these people, the 100 connected to the case, dying under suspicious circumstances. Dorothy Kilgallen, the only reporter to interview Jack Ruby, was found dead right before she could publish what she learned. Lee Bowers, who saw suspicious men behind the fence, died in a freak car accident days after his testimony. Even JFK's own brother, Robert F. Kennedy, was assassinated in 1968, just as he was poised to win the Democratic nomination and just before he would have the power and the platform to reopen his brother's murder investigation. Multiple sources confirm that RFK privately rejected the lone gunman theory and told confidence, "I don't believe it was Oswald. There's more to it." This is a topic we'll cover in depth in a future episode. Even the CIA's own files on Oswald, including photos and audio recordings of a supposed Oswald in Mexico City just weeks before the assassination, turned out to show someone else entirely. According to official reports, the tapes and photos then disappeared and have never been recovered. After JFK's assassination, the head of the FBI personally told President Lyndon B. Johnson that wasn't Oswald's voice on the tape. And the investigation as a whole? According to the official US government investigation, the House Select Committee on Assassinations, the CIA withheld information, failed to fully cooperate, and even obstructed parts of the investigation. And decades after the crime, the CIA and the FBI continued withholding thousands of pages of JFK-related documents, even after defying official declassified orders. As recently as 2025, Trump ordered the full JFK files and got rejected because hundreds of critical documents remain declassified. And all we get told? National security. One of the 2022 declassified documents, first reported by NBC News, revealed that a covert CIA program monitored and infiltrated organizations calling for JFK files to be released, showing ongoing active efforts to control the narrative even decades after the assassination. You may be asking, are there clear reasons the CIA would want Kennedy dead? JFK publicly said he wanted to splinter the CIA into 1,000 pieces and scatter it into the winds. He clashed with the agency over Cuba, Vietnam, and secret operations. In October 1963, JFK signed a secret directive, NSAM 263, ordering the withdrawal of 1,000 US troops from Vietnam by the end of the year, with plans to remove all American forces by 1965. Days after Kennedy's assassination, that order was reversed, and the war escalated. That's motive, and it's documented in government archives. Recently uncovered documents from the Lyndon Johnson Presidential Library, made public in 2017, show that the reversal of JFK's Vietnam policy was being planned even before Johnson was officially sworn in, directly linking the assassination to a rapid shift in US foreign policy.
Master Yoda, with all due respect, there are still questions left unanswered. The Force reveals much, but I must inquire, was the hand of the CIA behind this?
Fool yourself, do not. Enough evidence. For certainty there is. The agency, it was him.
Why is this not of public knowledge, Master Yoda?
Oh, Obi. Hidden. The truth is, fear, control, powerful these are. If this is your type of content, like and subscribe, you must. At the Open Investigation, weekly uploads we have. Wednesdays, videos fall. Next video, the origins of the Great Pyramid and the Sphinx. Our focus will be. A good day may you have.